welcome back to another episode of Wayward Home. And today, man, we are back on the world again, and we are doing something new. Or not really new, but we are still working on the castle in some sort of way when it comes to everything. We're not doing that part today, the next part of the whole entire thing, but we are coming over here today. You see this land right over here? This land needs to be, like, landscaped and stuff, because you get this little dramatic effect from down here when you're walking up, but you get the dramatic effect of this whole entire castle coming into view from right here on this little pathway. It still is missing something in some sort of way. We need trees, some custom trees and all that kind of stuff. We also need some custom terrain, and I was thinking today we're going to start like making this more of a crop field and kind of putting our own custom trees throughout and learning how to make custom trees today, in my opinion, and kind of doing some like small little farmhouses and stuff throughout here. I don't know if I'll make it all the way out here, maybe, because I have a plan for all the way out here. But for over here today, we are actually going to be doing some farmland and doing a very cool type of farmland, just like what we did over here. But first off, we have to kind of destroy some trees first. So let's get right into that. With all this, I'm literally going to have to like take down a lot of trees and also make some custom trees throughout here. I'm going to have to figure out, because I'm going to have to like look at Flip to kind of figure out like what custom trees are, how to make them specifically. But overall, like, oh man, that's going to be the hardest thing about this whole entire thing. I think the farmland is going to be pretty generic. Well, not generic, easy when it comes down to it. So we got the land cleared out when it comes to like all the trees and everything right now, but we also have to kind of terraform a good bit too, which first off, I kind of have to like clear this land right here and then kind of flatten out some portions, maybe like that, or maybe extend it to portions like here to kind of take away, not really take away, but make it more hidden when it comes to this farmland. Make it look like it's going forever and ever, just due to the hills and everything like that. But with this leveling of land right here, like, it takes a second to kind of level a good bit of it, which also I want to have mishaps like this. But we're going to kind of level this part to like, when you come through this valley, you can only see wheat fields on every single side, and so you don't see over this ridge at all. You only see the wheat fields going on forever, which is the main perspective that I want to give when it comes to this whole entire wheat field and what I want to have at the end too. So we kind of created this part, or terraformed this part so far, and it's not much, but also the thing that I'm trying to do is create this illusion that this wheat field is going to go on and on after you like go over the mountain and stuff, like over that little hill. It's not even a mountain, or from this point of view, you go over that hill, you're like, oh yeah, the wheat field goes on, and then it goes on and on over there too. So we kind of have our like first little mountain type thing sort of done, not yet, but like you can kind of see the little visual effect, like we talked about in the last clip. But looking at this, you kind of get the visualization like you're going through the wheat field and everything, and then we're also going to be connecting it. Okay, I think my plan is that we're going to have like a little decline right here all the way down, and you can kind of get the good view right there, which this is more visualization slash viewpoint perspective. And having that go down, like instead of having like two huge walls technically about, or mountains on each side, transitioning into that, you just have this view that you're looking into, and then you transition into the little city over there. I think this little pathway actually looks pretty good. I'm very surprised about it, but like, look at that. That's actually going to be good with like the wheat on every single side, and like having that on every single side. Oh, that's going to look so good. I think this is coming along pretty good. So we kind of have half of it, or this part so far, flattened out with the terraforming so far. We still have to do this part, kind of flattening it a good bit, making it good enough where it's like more of like on this side, and then filling in these holes also. And then we also have to do all the way up to like right there too. But right now, like, I kind of like this because it kind of gives us what the view is for what we could be planning to do over here at some point, which would be weeks away because we still have to do the front and all that kind of stuff too before we even get to the back. Man, this is gonna be a lot of work. I'm actually kind of like getting all this done, sort of, in a way, but it's going to take a lot of work to do all this at least. And then we also have to kind of get all the what's it called, wheat seeds and stuff for this too, which I think when we get this field planted, it should be pretty easy from there to get all the other fields planted, just like because we'll have so much we'll be able to use or get from due to like this enchanted little diamond hoe, which has fortune 3 and breaking 3, and technically like it doesn't break or anything like that when you harvest what is it called, crops. So like that's actually a pretty cool feature that you can do with Minecraft, so you don't have to like really use it for anything else. You can just use it for the fortune and gathering the crops, so you can get the most amount of the crops, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, so helpful. Progress update, but we still haven't done that part yet, which I'm working on. But we have kind of made it a little bit flat over there, a little bit, and kind of going down a little bit. So like the main portion is going to be like the little route, little pathway, go this way and then down from there, and then also it's going to connect and start going up this way, which I want to maybe stop it like about right there because that's a totally different thing that I want to do. I could change it up between the next time I do this, but I do not know for sure yet. Okay, we have these holes placed right now, and I figured out that you can get ice and place them in there a lot easier than getting a bucket of water and placing it every single place, which has ultimately most definitely helped me a good bit. But also we have something we have to do right here, and we have to make a pathway all the way to our farm, or farmhouse in a way. So our farmhouse is gonna be right here. This is just like in case I want to do crops around it, which I will. It could be on this part that the crops are around it, but the little pathway is going to go down from right here and then head all the way down to right here, which is perfect for what we're going to be doing today with everything connecting to that. And then we're going to have like the wheat, and then we're just going to have a cool little sunsetting type thing. But yeah, it looks absolutely awesome. So I think the main part of this whole entire thing at this point in time is that we're going to maybe end our episode all the way over there, right beyond this portion. So we're going to end like right here at some point, which would make sense for us with how much we are planning so far with the wheat and everything. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of work right now. And I think that part over there should be its own separate part. More land we have, and also the plans that we have for like a mansion little thing over there, and maybe a little town sort of thing right here too. But anyway, we kind of got this little pathway done right here. And like we're gonna have like the little farmhouse right there, and it looks very good. Like I love encroaching it, or don't know what the word is, with the little leaf blocks or oak leaves that we have right here, because just like we have right here, it kind of creates separation between the wheat field and you, but also kind of gives a sense of, oh yeah, you are in a wheat field or a farmland, and you can't just like go over. You can go over to the wheat field and walk on it, but also you have sort of a barrier that kind of prevents you from doing it. And we kind of have to go back to our little original base and everything over here, and just to collect wheat, because we do have a lot of wheat over here, and like, yeah, I would have to like replant all this also, but at the same time, we have a huge farm over there that I have to do also. So yeah, I kind of have to collect a bunch of this, replant it, and then also replant it over there too. But it's going to help us progress the whole entire episode a lot quicker. So, with this part of the whole entire thing, I'm kind of like, with this little building right here, I think I'm going to go with the windmill type thing. So like facing this way, because when you come in, you want to kind of get that overall feel of the castle and everything, and then also see the windmill in general. Let's look over here real quick. So look at this. We have all of this right here, which looks good and everything. And you're like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to kind of do the windmill this way. That would make a lot more sense going this way. So I kind of have a little design going right now for the windmill, and it looks like this. This is the base right now. It actually looks very insanely good with the landscape and the wheat field that's coming along. When we get all the wheat and stuff like fully done, like we'll have the windmill right there. Like you can tell that this landscape and that windmill is just going to fit so perfectly. It's going to have to be a little bit taller, like up to like maybe right there, maybe, I think, or something, or a little bit smaller. I don't know for sure yet, but like that fits in perfectly as of right now. And like, yeah, it's going to be a thinner one up top and then kind of curved around the top a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to do for that design really too much, but I kind of sort of have it. But yeah, like this is the windmill so far for the build. This looks good. Okay, so you're not, man, in my point of view right now, like I see the full thing from while I'm looking at the picture. From y'all's point of view, it looks pretty sort of bad. I kind of have to do a little bit more detailing and stuff, all that kind of stuff to kind of round it all out, maybe do a little bit more on the base and everything. But yeah, like there's gonna be a little bit more detail to it that is going to make it 10 times better. But like right now, like this looks good, like 100%. What I'm looking at right now is literally going to be like the thumbnail from right here or somewhere right here. I'm going to 100% think it's going to be right here. What the crap? What was, okay, yeah, scratch that whole entire segment of me absolutely, whoa, like that. But yeah, but when we add the windmill onto this thing, and a little bit more detail, like this is going to look a lot better. Let's look at it from down there too, because we're going to see it from here, which that still does look good. And we're going to have trees kind of covering the lining of that, so it's going to be more of like right here. So you have trees that cover it a good bit, sort of like that, more of like this in a sense, where you're only going to get to see the top of it about, where, yeah, you're like, oh, what is that right there? You can see the windmill and stuff of that, but you kind of get the point of view of how it's going to look and everything from down here. I haven't loaded my nether in a minute, but there was a lot more goats than a second ago, but like they're all going back to the portal again. But what the crap, man? This is absolutely insane. Like, okay, they're all walking back through, which is good, but I didn't know I had a loaded thing of just goats in here. What the crap, man? Okay, my portals are so messed up. That literally took me to this portal and took me back to this. Like, what the crap, man? I didn't even make a new portal for over there. Like, look at how many goats there are. I turned on shaders for a second and, like, I had the sunset, all that kind of stuff, but look at this. Like, what the crap? Like, right now, like, the moon's up there. It's lighting everything up, but this is insane. Looking at this, it looks so good. Like, it creates that visual effect that oh yeah, plus this is the windmill that I've been creating. So yeah, just kind of wanted to show y'all too. But this is with all the shaders, it looks so good. It gives that illusion that the wheat field keeps on going on and on, even though it just ends right over these ridges on each side. collecting all this wheat right now, oh man, it's making me like, what the crap. I've already filled up 2 shulker boxes almost fully of wheat seeds. And that's excluding all the wheat too. Like the wheat's on the side already by itself. So, like, what the crap. Okay, let's go over there real quick. Boom, 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 right here. So we have that fully filled up, and then now fully filled up too. And then we're gonna find this right here. Boom, boom, boom. Get a shulker box that's empty. Yep, right here. Put it right there. We're gonna take it right back over here to fill up another one full of wheat seeds. And we're not even halfway done collecting all of this right over here. Look at this. We're getting close to more than yeah, we're all more than halfway. But what the crap? I am absolutely trying my hardest right now to make some trees. And this one looks good, but looks horrendous from right here. And then this one like looks good, but horrendous from right here too. Like, it's so nice, but man, like it's 2D the whole entire time. I think I kind of succeeded on my first tree. Look at this. Like, I kind of looked at Gemini Tay's like video from 4 years ago. I was like, okay, this is fixing to be outdated. Nah, man. Like, what the crap, man? Like, it's still not outdated at all. Like, the way she did it and just like simplified it, just made it so much better. Because it was like, okay, first off, make the trunk proportionate to like the tree size. So I was like, okay, like that. And plus, I can add this to if I wanted to, which could be cool. Yeah, most definitely. But proportionate, and then do big branches, all that kind of stuff. And then the one thing that I've always had trouble with is the leaves. And she said, make it feel like the birds can fly right through. And why I did like that was this like sporadic leaves. Instead of like clumping them up like this, I would just like skip a couple blocks and then put another one somewhere instead of on that other block. But man, that was such a good tutorial, and I'm very happy about that. Okay, what in the world? I just watched another one, B00, and man, look at this. Look at this one. Like, what the crap? He said, I kind of used both of the patterns a little bit, so I used the patterns from this one, like kind of sporadic, like keep it open, all that kind of stuff, where they can fly through. Then he was like, oh yeah, do like blocks that are similar in a sense, and then just threw random blocks after that, which is cool with the oak planks, all that kind of stuff. And then with the leaves, which is the hard part for me, he said do spherical things. So I just more of like, in my mind, I was like circle, 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 try making it as circly as I can, about, just so we kind of integrate this part of it into this, so we don't have like different parts without leaves. But man, look at this tree, like that looks insane. And now we need to start on the project of doing the trees, and this is going to be where the first tree is going to be at, specifically because that fits so perfectly right beside the wheat farm, but also like not going to be encroaching too much. And then we're going to shave it or go all the way over here, start doing smaller trees here and there. And we got our first tree done right here, and it looks pretty decently good. Like overall, it's doing what it needs to be doing, like doing a very cool thing. So like we're still gonna have to add so many more trees and smaller trees to kind of make this brush thing an actual thing, so it kind of can cut off this whole entire wheat field right here. Okay, we're sort of like halfway done on the trees, but I kind of want to show y'all like what it's looking like right now. Oh man, like this, like as the little horizon right there with the trees and stuff. Like if it's like, I wanted the wheat field to make it look like it goes on and on, but also having these trees right here, it's like, what the crap? Like, I don't care if this wheat field, it looks like it still goes on and on that way, but you have a forest, a very cool forest and everything, which I still have to put the leaves on. I'm not forgetting about to put the leaves on at all. Okay, I need to stop talking and get right back into building all this because, whew, I don't want it. I don't want any non-clothed trees right now, or these creepy looking trees right now. The hardest part about making these trees, though, is literally just putting the leaves on at this point. I've done a good bit already. I've done like more than half of them. I'm like 65% done, almost 70, I think, %. But man, like this is it's so much in general you have to do just to be able to like get this all good and everything to like looking good. Yeah, you can see from up here. And we are finally finished with everything on our wheat and farm today. And it's been a very long journey, but we're gonna have to show you now what it looks like. This view from up here. This whole entire wheat farm right here is insane. And you come up, the view from up here, or down here technically, from what I was trying to do from the beginning of the whole entire thing was to overcast this part. So like the windmill and everything, and it's done that perfectly. When you're going up, you see the trees and everything. Looks so beautiful up there. And like at some point, like I think maybe even next episodes, I could be terraforming all of this and then doing stuff right here. But that's for another episode. But look at this. Look at all the trees. The trees are absolutely insane. And like they maybe don't look as good from down here, but that's just because the terraforming hasn't been done yet. We have vibrant visuals right here. What in the world? This view of the farm and everything, the windmill, the trees, all the way through here. You're just walking. And you just have the windmill right here off to the side with the custom trees and all that kind of stuff that we've done in this episode. Both the wheat fields on both sides still has to be grown, but still growing everything. But we have all this. And just again to kind of show off what we've done today in this episode, this whole entire portion, this whole entire wheat field specifically, and the windmill that we've created too, all the way up here with all this, which is so cool from over here, and it creates that visual effect that we need. And then the trees, I haven't really showed you all the trees too much, but let's come over here and just walk through them at this point in time. And you get that visual effect like you're walking sort of through like woods a little bit in a sense. Not like thick woods at all, but you see the leaves and everything. This ancient kingdom that once still stood tall and proud with all of its resources and everything, and still blooming right now in this old ancient era right here. But anyways, let's do one last thing of the episode today before we end the absolute episode. But that is the beautiful museum right here. We have to come back here every single episode to actually do a remembrance of the episode today, like we've done for so many episodes up to this point, from episode 1 all the way to episode 24. But on episode 25 today, we have the whole entire wheat farm that we made and everything. And we're going to do our remembrance of the episode right here today in this little plot. But anyways, let's do this build. And there we have it right there. We have the episode for today. We have our little remembrance and everything right here. We have the whole entire windmill right behind a tree, all that kind of stuff, and then the wheat field right here too. Absolutely insane. And like, yeah, it's kind of like encroaching on both, but like I wanted to implement the tree too, because that's like a big part of this episode, because I learned how to do like custom trees like this, which is so insanely cool and helpful when it comes to like making this world look absolutely amazing. And then the windmill, like literally this is gonna be part of the thumbnail, man. Like, there's no way. Like, the windmill's not gonna be part of our remembrance today. Like, it's so good. Like, it makes so much sense, and you can tell, like, just coming over here too. Oh yeah, that's the windmill in the background and everything. It's so cool. But anyways, thank you again for watching this episode of Wayward Home today. It's been absolutely amazing being able to do this, and absolutely been amazing to actually kind of grow as a builder too, because y'all purposefully make me better at building and challenge me to do more when it comes to building on survival and kind of expanding my view instead of just using the usual blocks that I could use, like all stone, all this kind of stuff. I have to use like different types of blocks and everything to kind of expand my weather jar and build things I'm not really good at building. But anyways, thank you again for watching this episode. Please like and subscribe down below. But anyways, stay cool above the ice. I'll see y'all later. Bye.